it's also maybe being a businessman.
Deal-making might be what Donald Trump does best, but any deviation from the one China policy might just be a deal breaker. In an appearance on Fox News on Sunday, the U.S. President-elec questioned whether the United States should keep its long-standing position on the matter. This came just days after Trump's tradition-breaking call with Taiwan leader Tsai Ing-wen last week, raising alarms both in Washington and Beijing.
I fully understand the one China policy, but I don't know why we have to be bound by a one China policy unless we make a deal with China, having to do with other things, including trade.
China's response was measured but clear. Cooperation with the U.S. would be out of the question if Trump does not adhere to the one China policy. This has been a cornerstone of bilateral relations since the establishment of diplomatic ties in the 1970s.
China is paying close attention to these developments. I can clearly say that whether it's Tsai Ing-wen, any other person in the world, or any other force, if they try and damage the one China principle and harm China's core interest, in the end they are lifting a rock only to drop it on their feet.
The one China policy is an internationally recognized view that there is only one state called China, and the government of the People's Republic of China is the sole legitimate government that represents the country. Many say Trump's latest rhetoric reveals a naive attitude toward international diplomacy. But the White House has reiterated its stance. Spokesman Josh Earnest said the United States is committed to the one China policy and will not use Taiwan as leverage in any dealings with Beijing.
The United States government, under the leadership of President Obama, has been and remains firmly committed to our one China policy. That's also the policy, by the way, that previous presidents in both parties have pursued. And our country has benefited from adherence to that policy. One reason that we have pursued that policy is because the Obama administration does not view Taiwan and our relationship with Taiwan as a bargaining chip.
In the past 4 decades, China and the U.S. have formed a constructive relationship involving broad common interests, like the commitment to fight climate change. Every U.S. president since Richard Nixon, Republican and Democrat alike, understood the significance of the one China policy, and the new administration will be held to exactly the same standards. The President-elect has vowed to make America great again, but there is no benefit for the U.S. if it puts the two largest economies on a collision course.